Carlos Alcaraz's comeback to the spotlight doesn't only happen on the court. It's also happening in the business world. The 22-year-old Spanish superstar has officially surpassed Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic in one of the most symbolic and lucrative milestones of modern tennis: his new long-term contract with Nike. According to multiple sources within the sports industry, Alcaraz's latest deal with the American giant is worth €160 million, placing him ahead of the most iconic figures in the brand's tennis history. The agreement, finalized after his triumph at Roland Garros last year, represents far more than a financial endorsement. It's a declaration of succession. For Nike, Alcaraz is no longer just a promising athlete. He's the face of tennis in the post-Big Three era. The company has officially begun transitioning its legacy from Federer's elegance and Nadal's grit to the electric modernity that Alcaraz embodies. With this new chapter, he becomes the youngest tennis player ever to receive a personalized logo from Nike, a distinction shared only by Federer's iconic RF and Nadal's lightning bolt. The unveiling will take place at the ATP Finals in Turin, where Alcaraz is expected to debut his new symbol on custom-designed apparel and shoes. This emblem, a stylized blend of an A and a forward-motion arrow, represents acceleration, energy, and the future. It's both a nod to his identity and a brand statement that Nike hopes will connect with a new generation of fans. Since joining the company in 2019, Alcaraz's rise has been meteoric. From a teenage prodigy training under Juan Carlos Ferrero to the dominant world number one, his ascent has paralleled Nike's renewed commitment to tennis innovation. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Federer's retirement left a marketing void, and Nadal's career is entering its final chapters. Nike needed a fresh global icon, and Alcaraz delivered, on and off the court. His commercial reach now rivals global superstars. In Spain, his sponsorships span luxury watches, automotive brands, and technology firms. In Asia and the Americas, his fan base continues to expand rapidly, largely driven by his charisma, humility, and fearless style of play. The new Nike deal cements him as one of the highest-paid athletes in the world, not just in tennis but across all sports. However, beyond the numbers, what sets this agreement apart is its vision. The contract includes collaboration on a long-term Alcaraz collection, which will feature apparel designed with his input, reflecting both performance needs and streetwear influence. Nike's designers have reportedly worked with Alcaraz to develop fabrics optimized for speed, breathability, and movement, merging Spanish vibrancy with cutting-edge athletic design. This marks the beginning of a branding era where Carlos isn't just an athlete, he's a symbol. The goal is to build an identity that resonates with the same emotional power as Federer's grace, Nadal's resilience, or Jordan's dominance in basketball. "We don't just sign players," a Nike representative told insiders. "We invest in stories that shape the future." As Alcaraz prepares for the Six Kings Slam in Riyadh, the timing of the announcement feels perfectly orchestrated. After his brief withdrawal from Shanghai due to an ankle issue, he's ready to return to action, stronger and with a renewed sense of purpose. His comeback coincides with the rollout of his new brand identity, a union of sport and image that could redefine tennis marketing for the next decade. The symbolic weight of this moment hasn't been lost on fans. Social media exploded with anticipation after early leaks of the logo appeared online. Many compared the design's modern minimalism to the transitions that marked the careers of other legends. Federer's RF came after his first Grand Slam era. Nadal's logo followed his dominance on clay. For Alcaraz, the timing aligns perfectly. 6 Grand Slams at just 22, a record-breaking rise, and a future still wide open. Even his rivals have acknowledged the significance. Jannik Sinner, now his closest competitor both in ranking and popularity, congratulated Alcaraz privately, reportedly saying, "You're carrying the sport to a new place." The Italian himself remains the next in line for a major apparel rebranding, but for now, all eyes are on the Spaniard. The magnitude of this deal also reflects a broader shift in tennis economics. As the ATP continues to explore ways to modernize the sport's image, from digital fan experiences to collaborations with major sponsors, figures like Alcaraz are leading the transformation. His presence bridges tradition and innovation, appealing to purists while captivating younger audiences. This fall, the combination of athletic excellence and global marketing power reaches its peak. From Riyadh's Golden Courts to Paris's indoor arenas and Turin's final stage, Alcaraz is not only competing for trophies but building an empire. His new Nike partnership is the foundation of that empire, a platform for legacy, influence, and inspiration. For Nike, the message is clear: The future of tennis has a face, and it wears the swoosh. For Alcaraz, it's another milestone in a career defined by constant evolution. As he prepares to debut his personal logo under the lights of Turin, one truth stands out. The boy who once dreamed of following Nadal's footsteps now stands beside him, and perhaps, just beyond. Stay tuned to World News Tennis for exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes details of Alcaraz's Nike deal, and full coverage of his upcoming matches in Riyadh, Paris, and Turin. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and join the community. The story of tennis's new king is only just beginning. Crown Tennis. The magnitude of Carlos Alcaraz's new Nike contract cannot be overstated. Valued at an estimated €160 million, this historic agreement places him above Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, not just in financial terms, but in cultural impact. For Nike, the young Spaniard represents the new face of tennis, a generational bridge between legacy and innovation. What Federer symbolized for grace and Nadal for endurance, Alcaraz now embodies through his energy, charisma, and global resonance. The deal also marks the first time Nike has openly described an athlete as the center of the next era. Their marketing strategy, revealed through internal presentations, identifies Alcaraz as the foundation of a new Next Icons campaign, a project designed to merge sports with digital entertainment, fashion, and youth culture. His logo, an elegant fusion of the letter A and a lightning-shaped movement line, captures that spirit perfectly. Fast, modern, and instantly recognizable. Insiders have revealed that Nike's design team worked directly with Alcaraz for months, analyzing everything from his on-court movement to his personality traits. Carlos isn't just a player, one senior Nike executive said. He's motion personified, always forward, always fearless. The result is a logo that feels alive, symbolizing not just his initials but his philosophy of constant evolution. Alcaraz's role within Nike now extends far beyond sponsorship. He will have creative input in product design, media campaigns, and community initiatives promoting youth sports accessibility in Spain and Latin America. The collaboration includes a future Alcaraz Foundation project aimed at supporting young athletes from underprivileged backgrounds, another step in aligning the athlete's growing influence with meaningful global outreach. This evolution mirrors the trajectory of Federer's partnership with Nike 2 decades ago, but with one major difference. Alcaraz belongs to the digital era. His brand thrives on authenticity, engagement, and connection. Unlike the meticulously private Federer or the stoic Djokovic, Alcaraz maintains a transparent relationship with fans. His social media posts, training sessions, casual smiles, even moments of vulnerability, have become part of his brand identity. That authenticity, combined with success, is what makes him irresistible to sponsors. As the ATP season heads toward its final stretch, the timing of this announcement is as strategic as it is symbolic. Alcaraz's upcoming schedule, Riyadh, Paris, Turin, and the Davis Cup Finals, provides a global stage for Nike to showcase its new star. Expect to see exclusive on-court apparel, signature shoes, and a marketing rollout that spans 5 continents. The spotlight in Turin, especially, will be electric. The debut of his new logo under the lights of the season's grand finale, with cameras from every network capturing the moment. Meanwhile, the rest of the tennis world faces turbulence. The Shanghai Masters exposed a growing issue within the ATP Tour: extreme playing conditions. Temperatures reaching over 31 degrees Celsius with humidity levels near 80% led to several retirements, including Jannik Sinner, who visibly struggled to stay upright during his match. Novak Djokovic, too, fell victim to the oppressive heat, vomiting courtside during his third-round match before rallying to win. The Serbian later described the experience as brutal and called for an urgent review of player safety regulations. Playing in those conditions is not tennis, it's survival, said Holger Rune, another top contender who joined the chorus of players urging the ATP to adopt a formal heat policy similar to those used in Grand Slam events. Rune emphasized that while athletes train for endurance, there's a limit. When your body starts shutting down, competition becomes dangerous. The ATP's current guidelines delegate weather-related decisions to on-site supervisors, but recent incidents have made it clear that a standardized global rule is now necessary. An ATP spokesperson confirmed that new measures are under active review, including the potential for mandatory heat breaks or match suspensions under extreme conditions. This sudden wave of health concerns highlights a broader question facing tennis. How will the sport adapt to an era of increasing climate volatility and extended seasons? Alcaraz's withdrawal from Shanghai, though precautionary, underscored the balance between ambition and self-preservation that top athletes must now master. For many, his decision to rest rather than risk aggravating his injury was not a sign of weakness. It was proof of maturity. "Carlos has learned what even the greatest champions had to learn the hard way," said Juan Carlos Ferrero, his longtime coach. "You don't need to play every match to prove your worth. Sometimes, stepping back is how you win the long game." Indeed, while Sinner and Djokovic battled brutal humidity in Asia, Alcaraz trained quietly in Spain, refining his serve, regaining full mobility, and preparing for the European indoor swing. The footage of him hitting again, moving fluidly and smiling, reassured fans that the storm had passed. Now, as Nike prepares to unveil his new brand identity to the world, the narrative couldn't be more cinematic. The prodigy who once dreamed of greatness now stands as its embodiment. Wealth, influence, and legacy all converging into a single name: Carlos Alcaraz. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe to World News Tennis for the full story behind Alcaraz's Nike logo reveal, updates on the ADP's heat policy reform, and exclusive coverage of the closing stretch of the 2025 season. Tennis Fire. The announcement of Carlos Alcaraz's €160 million Nike deal represents more than a business triumph. It's a cultural milestone. For the first time in 2 decades, the tennis world witnesses a shift in global market power, where a player from the new generation surpasses the financial and symbolic status of the Big Three. Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic once defined excellence. Now, Alcaraz defines relevance. This new contract cements Alcaraz as the youngest tennis player in history to hold a long-term brand agreement of such magnitude. Insiders confirm that the deal extends through 2035, including performance bonuses, creative royalties, and equity options linked to future sales of his signature apparel line. That means Alcaraz will earn not just from playing, but from the global ecosystem his name helps to build. Nike's strategy is clear. They are betting on sustainability and youth appeal. Their marketing analysis shows that Alcaraz has one of the fastest-growing fan bases in all professional sports, fueled by a mix of charisma, humility, and authenticity. "He's not just the future of tennis," said one executive. "He's the blueprint for how athletes will connect with the next generation." Alcaraz's upcoming appearance at the ADP Finals in Turin will mark the global debut of his personal logo, an evolution that only 2 other Nike tennis legends achieved before him: Roger Federer's iconic RF and Rafael Nadal's charging bull emblem. His logo, designed as a stylized A split by a dynamic lightning bolt, reflects both his initials and his explosive playing style. According to Nike's creative director, it's meant to capture speed, intelligence, and power, the 3 elements that define Carlos. The reveal will coincide with the launch of a new limited edition apparel collection, including custom shoes and training gear bearing the A symbol. Social media teasers have already begun, showing shadowed silhouettes of Alcaraz training with the tagline, "Fast is an attitude." For the 22-year-old Spaniard, this isn't just marketing. It's a validation of everything he's worked for since his teenage years in El Palmar. In private conversations, those close to him say he was deeply involved in the creative process, reviewing sketches, proposing color palettes, and ensuring the final product felt authentic. He wanted something that his fans would wear proudly, a Nike designer revealed. Not just a logo, but a movement. Meanwhile, the global tennis landscape continues to wrestle with the ongoing heat crisis sparked by the Shanghai Masters. 7 player retirements in less than a week have reignited debates about climate resilience in the sport. Medical teams documented multiple cases of dehydration, cramping, and nausea, some severe enough to warrant on-site treatment. The ATP has reportedly accelerated discussions on implementing a universal extreme heat protocol, mirroring those of the Grand Slam tournaments. Djokovic's dramatic collapse during his 3rd-round match, where he vomited courtside before pushing through to victory, has become the defining image of this crisis. "It's not sustainable," the Serbian said afterward. "You can't expect the body to perform in those conditions. We need a rule before someone gets seriously hurt." The topic has dominated locker room conversations, with players like Holger Rune, Taylor Fritz, and Francis Tiafoe publicly supporting change. Rune, who advanced to the quarterfinals before being eliminated, remarked, "It's ironic that we're playing in modern stadiums with every possible technology, but still relying on luck to avoid heatstroke." For Alcaraz, the chaos has had an unintended benefit. His decision to skip Shanghai due to a lingering ankle issue, initially seen as a setback, now appears wise. "Sometimes fate gives you the right break," Ferrero said with a knowing smile. If he had forced himself to play, he might have risked more than his ranking. Back home in Spain, Alcaraz's preparation has shifted into its most meticulous phase yet. Training videos show him working with explosive agility, combining strength drills with short-court rallies to adapt his game for indoor speed. His focus remains unshakable. The Six Kings Slam in Riyadh, followed by Paris, Turin, and the Davis Cup in Bologna. 4 cities, 4 tests, 1 mission. Each stop represents a chance to reinforce his status not just as the world's best player, but as the new global ambassador of tennis. The Nike deal gives him the platform, but his performances will give it meaning. If Alcaraz ends 2025 as year-end #1 again, he'll have achieved something even Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic struggled to do at 22, dominate the sport both on and off the court. As one commentator put it, Federer gave tennis elegance, Nadal gave it fire, Djokovic gave it resilience. Alcaraz gives it rebirth. Now, under the glow of Turin's lights and the pressure of history, the stage is set for the next great chapter. A season finale that could redefine what it means to be a champion in the modern era. Don't miss the next episode on World News Tennis. Subscribe for exclusive updates on Alcaraz's Nike brand reveal, Djokovic's heat crisis statements, and the build-up to the epic indoor battles in Riyadh, Paris, and Turin. The new age of tennis has arrived, and its name is Carlos Alcaraz.